the boldest. They the blackest, the brightest, the boldest. We talk combos, go. We come in, we hit it with the trick shot. Nothing but net, we need that bill, but them haters, they gon' still watch. Like I just said, when it comes to combat, you looking at the TikTok. You wanna come into the ring, mess around, go ahead, get tricked out. We got the attitude, they shoot to dominate. We got the table, we filling up all the plates. You press play whenever you wanna taste. We always with the real, baby, you never gave fake. The blackest, the brightest, the boldest. They the blackest, the brightest, the boldest. They the blackest, the brightest, the boldest. We talk common, they the coldest.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Glow Sun Production proudly brings to you its best, brightest, and blackest combat review show there is on YouTube or anywhere else. This is We Talk Combat, where we talk all things combat sports and sports entertainment. I'm one fourth, I'm going to start saying that now, of your host around here. I go by the name of Muy Grande Negro Americano, a.k.a. King. I'm joined by my fellow hosts around the screen, but before I do that and introduce them, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button if you're new around here. Also hit the like button as well to help us get into the algorithm so that we get out to more wrestling fans like yourself and help us become a bigger, content creator channel. We're on our way to our next goal of 500 subscribers. We're almost there. We appreciate everybody for the likes, the subscriptions, the comments, to everything. We just appreciate you guys so much. Also, while you're at it, follow us on our other channel, We Talk Combat Clips. We drop all condensed versions of the show throughout the week. So if you're in the shorts versions of our videos, go over there and hit the subscribe button over there. Lastly, this is our watch along schedule throughout the week. We do watch alongs every day in Discord, damn near. We show Raw on Monday, NXT on Tuesday, Wednesdays we show Evolve, Thursdays TNA Impact, Fridays SmackDown. We show every AAA event on Saturdays as well as all WWE PLEs, including Saturday and Sunday night main events. So definitely come on over there, check us out on that channel, or just in general on Discord if you're interested in watching along with us. The Discord link is in the link of the video, also of the channel, so you can always be up to date with that. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel, y'all. Just be a subscriber to the channel, help us out with our goals. We help you out as far as giving you that live content if you're interested over there. Also, before we start the show, I felt like it was something else I wanted to say real quick. It'll come back to me. But let me introduce my co-host one by one now, y'all. First up, we have my babe, Chemo Queen. She's the queen of the ring from 1986. Y'all know her. She made the rap, the blackest, the brightest, the boldest. Y'all hear it every time we start these shows. And that's Chemo Queen. What up, babe? How are you today?
I can't complain. And that actually was a decent week of wrestling, so I can't complain about that. But how are you, babe?
I am great. Ready to talk about it again. We watch this shit so you don't have to. And with that being said, I'm going to actually skip over a little bit and go to my guy over there, Heavy Developmental. That's his line, Mr. Green. How are you today, bro? How you feeling? How's your, Juneteenth 2.0 weekend?
It's fine. I just got a quick little nap and I'm good to go. Let's rock.
Oh, that's the best, bro. Quick naps when you 40 plus. But last but not least, our guy over there in the left corner, the final Hugo boss, Travis himself, with his little, it's like a beret on his head, but it's actually a bonnet, looks like. But that's my guy, Travis, over there. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing pretty good. Wonderful. I'm just here to talk about some wrestling, so I won't get fined.
Mr. Green, why you looking like that, man? You were surprised? Did you hear that?
I was. Indeed.
All right, Josh. So if you're new around here to the channel, this is what we do. We give you our highs and lows of the weekly product of WWE. That includes TNA, that includes AAA as well. Any PLEs that may have happened, Evolve, that type of stuff, the development. We then give you a review, basically. So a letter grade from A to F, and then sometimes I's are included as well. Then we get to any T we may have as far as, hold on 1 second. As far as any T we may have that's going on, that you maybe any news updates and all that just dropped that we may want to talk about, feel like it's something interesting that you guys may want to know. Also, at the end of the show, we get to questions and comments. So if you're interested in talking to anybody on the screen about anything that we talk about or anything that's going on in combat sports in general, hit us up with the @ WTC, which is for We Talk Combat, so we know you're talking to us and not somebody else in the glow yard. We'll get to some other things throughout the show and all, but just enjoy the show. Kick back your shoes, relax your feet, no escape. Let's get straight to the highs and lows, y'all. Let's get it. Another week, y'all. We on the road to SummerSlam, WWE product. Start off with Monday Night Raw. Brock returned to confront Oba in the ring. Told him to stop calling names behind his back and gave him an F5, low blow and an F5. And then Oba called him name in front of his face and told him, let's go. They confirmed the match at SummerSlam in a Hell in a Cell. Oba gave up his opportunity to championship. We'll talk about that and more. Shout out to NXT. We had Nikki Blackheart make her debut. I don't believe that's going to be her name in NXT. We'll talk about that more. But she attacked Tatum Paxley after she lost her match to Kalani Jordan. So we'll talk about that and more. On Evolve, shout out to Kev on stage. He was the special GM of the show for that night. We'll talk about that and more. Thursday Night Impact, y'all. This show I really want to talk about. This is crazy. We had Ricky Sosa and Leon Slater not only starting the show, but ending the show, dabbing each other up, helping each other out against the system and all. So we'll talk about that and more, man. I really want to talk about that. That's crazy. SmackDown, the Golden Boy strikes again. It's between the Golden Boy and Mr. Yeet for number one contenders match for tomorrow on Monday Night Raw against the new champion Sami Zayn, and Cody Rhodes end up winning. So he's the number one contender. He gets a rematch against Sami Zayn tomorrow on Raw. We'll talk about that and more. Last but not least, AAA, man. Shout out to the We Talk Combat cast ourselves. We definitely said this, suggested this, and said that Damian Priest should definitely go to AAA to increase his aura. Look at him. The shades and all on, the look and all. It just changed completely, him being in AAA. So he announced he's there. He's not only just there to show up, he's there for, titles and that type of stuff. So we'll talk about that and more. But let's start around the room and start with you, babe, with Chemo Queen. What were your highs and lows of this week's WWE product, babe? And what is your overall letter grade for the show?
So I actually watched a lot of the week this week. Like the past 2 weeks, I've been lacking work and kicked my butt, but I was off quite a bit, so I was actually able to watch a lot of these shows. So Oba and Brock, we talked about this already months ago, was that they should have really had done their big match at SummerSlam and not did it at Clash of Italy. And now look, they're about to do it again. It's crazy how they can just run these things back like that. But it's the Paul Levesque machine, but I also like that that Brock said that he's not good at running promos like Oba is. That's why he's got Paul Heyman, which was a nice fourth wall break. Like that is true. You can't talk for shit. But actually, truth be told, Brock's promo actually wasn't bad. As I said, it was all right. Austin Theory lost to Joe Hendry. That's crazy. They about to bury Austin Theory, I guess. But other than that, Raw was all right. We can move on to NXT. So we have been talking about a few characters that have been on the lesser, I don't want to say lesser shows, the smaller brand shows, because they're not lesser, they're just smaller. And about how the different talents there, some of them are kind of like about to kind of just fizzle out really quickly. Like it's kind of crazy. So Jada Parker has been someone we've talked about a few times, but she actually got a win this week. So, I'll just keep watching and see what they're going to do with the storyline with her and Natty. Like they're trying to do something with her. And, ultimately I wish her the best. Keanu Carver looked good. I'm biased. He's from DC, so I'm biased. We also got like some AAA people. I think Dr. Wagner was on there. So that was cool. And then we got the Kendall Gray, Kendall Gray celebration, I guess, show. So NXT, it was all right. At the end of the day, I can't complain. A lot of their stuff carried over from their PLE this past weekend. So like we got to see, Narako and some other people and stuff too. So it was cool. Moving on, Evolve. I hadn't seen Cappuccino Jones in a while, so I was actually happy to see him on Evolve. Like I feel like I hadn't seen him in forever. And then it was him and a few other folks against the Bog Squad. Overall, it was all right. I don't really got complaints with Evolve. I just know there's a few people that I'm really wondering what's going to go on with their characters, like as far as like Mason Rook and stuff like that, and a few other folks that are, their characters are lacking a lot, and eventually we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna have some more call-ups. So I'm wondering if they're gonna be kind of the turnover people that are gonna end up going another round, through NXT or Evolve, or if they're even gonna get to go to NXT, because I know some people might end up in the fast track. They might go straight from Evolve and end up in a bigger brand, depending on how they adjust themselves and how they learn. But either way, it was all right. It was watchable. Moving on, TNA. Now, we've been asking for not just to see Ricky Sosa for weeks, but they had me this week. Like, y'all know Leon is my guy. And the fact of not only for them to start the show out, and the fact of, what's the come was asking if you wanted to join, I believe, Dark State. Join some shit. Anyways, he said, nah, hell no, I'm not joining. So they gave him a little fisticuffs, and then at some point, Leon came out, helped him, and then we got a little tag team up. Like we got our UK guy, like our European guys. So I'm loving it. I got to hear Ricky Sosa talk some more on the mic. So that was actually nice as well. Because at the end of the day, I know the English is his first language, but getting him enough mic practice and English audiences will give him comfortable on the mic so that he can be able to do more. But Leon, it was great seeing him. I feel like I hadn't seen him in forever, so I was actually happy. Otherwise, TNA, was TNA. We got to see the Hardys, whoop-de-doo. Otherwise, yeah, TNA. That's the Ricky Leon crossover. So I don't need anything else to happen on TNA. Moving on. So SmackDown. SmackDown actually had a lot going on. So I'm going to say the low point for me on SmackDown was Blake Monroe dropping Kiana and what's it come. Like that just, I understand that we've been doing the Blake Monroe teasers for about, I don't know, like 3 months it feels like. Maybe it has been 3 months, but a long ass time. So now she's finally on the show, and you got her bothering Kiana James, who's got her little storyline going with Julia right now. And it just doesn't make sense. It just kind of like, well, why them? And we know why. It's because they're two people that can lose against each other. Like, it doesn't really necessarily matter right now. Either of them can win. So they didn't want to put her against someone that obviously should get squashed by, because Blake Monroe is just showing up, and they did such a build up to her. But I definitely feel like that was a low point, and as well as I felt Laney winning against Brie was a low point. But I don't like Brie Bella either, so that's why I was like, that whole match was just a low point. I don't know why it happened, but they wanted to get somebody on Fatal Influence a win, so they did. They got it done. And Jade also was in a 6-woman tag match with Chelsea, Tiffany, and Meechin and BFAB, and Jade got the win against the weak point, which was Chelsea. Like, she got the weak point. They got the little win. It was cool. Bada bing, bada bam, bada boom. It was all right. Like, in the day, I know they're trying to keep Jade on TV because right now there's a lot going on with Rhea, and that's kind of messed up a lot of trajectory for where Jade can go at the moment. So thank you for at least keeping her on TV. The big high point that everyone really cared about was that the Trick Mello thing is finally starting to be addressed. They started talking about their history and shit, and that, Mello's trying to get his championship back because, as we know, he lost it right before WrestleMania. And that was crazy. Like, it was crazy. They took it away from right before WrestleMania. But we finally got to see more about that, and that they're trying to build into a match. They had a match so that they could figure out who would go to Battle with Trick, all that shit happened. Cool beans. As I said, SmackDown had a lot of people coming from Raw that were on there today, there as well. Not today, but on the episode. I didn't like that too much. But now we're only down to 2 hours, so we don't have time to be seeing all these Raw people on SmackDown. And because it's 2 hours, we didn't see like Ricky Saints. We didn't see a few people that we would normally see, but we still had time somehow for like Danhausen skits and some other shit going on. SmackDown was, I guess, okay for the week as well. There was also a main event this week. I totally forgot. I thought it was a Saturday night's main event, but it was a main event, and Mello was on there as well. And Mello looked good. Can't complain about there. There was another match. Don't really care about it. So moving on to the last thing of the week, though. was AAA with Damian Priest. So I saw bits and pieces of the AAA. Obviously now they're doing more with El Grande Americano because he's the guy. Like, so they had him do some vignettes, which was cool. You know, they kind of wrapped the whole El Grande story and kind of did like a teaser on we don't know what's next for him, but we know there's be more people coming for him, and that's cool. But the high point was Damian Priest. We've been saying for I don't know how many months, maybe towards the beginning of doing this show, honestly, that Damian Priest would not only thrive and do well in AAA, especially after I saw his match with Bad Bunny a few years ago. It was something that would unstale his character, and we also don't have like a big guy in AAA at all. We don't have like a other than Omas, we don't have a big guy that is Spanish speaking. Other than we don't really. Sorry, I was gonna say other than somebody, but we don't. All the guys that are similar or taller, like La Parca, and a few other people don't speak English at all. So these are situations where we can have him go against a bunch of different people. And he's already an established heel. So I feel like he could have a great storyline with just about anybody over there. And I think it would benefit him a lot. And also, we know his girl down there too as well. So I'm happy for Damien. I feel like Damien's gonna fit just right in over there. I felt like his first promo of him basically telling them that they gotta stand up for him, like, cause the real man is here, like a real G is in the building type shit. So I appreciated that. I feel like they owe us a check for that, but I'm not gonna be greedy. And yeah, it was all right. Overall, the week was okay. I didn't really see too much that really overly irritated me, other than Solo calling spots and shit. Like, that was crazy. Like, there was a few times during the week where there was people that were calling the moves out. Like, I know it happened on Raw and SmackDown. And that was killing me. Like, people call out the moves. Like, I don't think they realized if they were calling the moves, like, not even just audibly, but you could read their lips. That happened a few times this week, so that kind of irritated me. But overall, I'm going to try and keep the good vibes going from last week, and I will give it a B- this week.
All right, we're starting off with a B-. Yay. Hey, maybe WWE's really turned the curve. Or turned the corner, I should say. I'm going to go with you next. Heavy developmental, Mr. Green. What were your highs and lows of this week's WWE product, bro? And what's your overall letter grade?
All right. I'm going to talk about this Brock situation. You know, I was really hoping Sammy was going to do something idiotic, but new at the same time too, at least refreshing, and just say, you know, I've been doing open challenges. I'm going to do one for the world title or whatever title he has, and then the guitar breakdown coming, and here come Brock, and I was like, that would have been entertaining to me. They did not go that route. Instead, they had Oba say that he's, you know, king of the ring and all this other stuff, and here come Brock, and the same thing that happened. I was like, I wish it was Sammy, because then that would have made sense moving forward. You know, belt transfer, quick transfer again, and then Oba's the champion. But Oba is now going to fight Brock in the Hell in a Cell, which, let's be real, I mean, they could have just got a regular cage match if you was going to do it. They're not going to get on top of the goddamn cage, I'll tell you that much. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that. But long story short, if he does win, I guess later on in the same program, he says, you know, he's going to forfeit or he doesn't get a chance for the title. I was like, where do we do that at? That's hustling backwards now. Like, what are we doing? And then the person that was also in the King of the Ring tournament, he actually is the one that got the championship match. And that made a lot of sense. But it's Roman and Seth. You know, we understand the history behind that. So, you know, we're still going to get entertained. You know, entertain me, Roman. That's what you're going to do. You're still going to entertain me some kind of way. But at the end of the day, it's just not what we kind of wanted, because we feel like there's another black man, you know, getting screwed over again. And it's kind of hard. But we know that he's going to get his time. But, you know, we can't keep pushing this ball down the field. We gotta strike while the iron's hot. Let's do it now, because you never know what could happen. The reason why you see Seth and Roman fighting right now is because you can't hold these two off of WrestleMania. You don't know who's going to be healthy and who's not going to be healthy, in a sense, right? So, you know, you gotta. I'm not here for the patient game. I'm not here for the long game, and I think that's what's happening. And it's just like, why not? Let's just do it now. Let's just go ahead on and hand him the title and let's rock out. It's King overtime, but apparently it's not. So that's life, I guess, right now. But besides that, um, shout out to my man Joe Hendry coming back, beating Austin Theory. I guess he just got excommunicated out of the vision there because Paul Heyman didn't care about him. Once again, this is like it's going up and down with some of these guys, and I don't know the direction, and I wish they just pushed, hit the button, pull the trigger. Ethan Page loses to Rey Mysterio. Why? Why does Ethan Page have to lose? In what world do we? Why? He doesn't have to. Let Ethan win. Let's get some dubs for these guys. It is what it is. I think Chad Gable. I think they better do something with him real quick. This whole redemption story is going to get real stale real quick, and you done wasted everything that he did in AAA. We need to fix that ASAP. The only thing they kind of did right, I guess overall, like 100% right, is Maxine Dupree got smashed by Raquel. Thank you, Raquel. We didn't need no long match. She should have smashed. And yeah, I'm not. And Jimmy B. L. ain't that cool. NXT was entertaining. Jackson Drake. When I seen Jackson Drake beat Mason, I said, "Up, here we go, here we go." It's time for Jackson to start making that ascend to the championship picture. And he can do it. He's just that talented. It's just as simple as that. But the person that lost was like, oh, maybe you shouldn't have lost. But at the end of the day, like I said, when you first came, my first report with you was like, you are the guy that when I'm picking my wrestler and I go through all the creative moves, like you're like the stock image of that. That's who you are. And that's who you're going to be. Like you're not a superstar, and that's what wrestlers used to be. You got to be a superstar. You're not a superstar, and it is what it is. Everyone got that place. It's just that's your place. Yeah. Shout out to Jada Parker beating the Carmen. Clearly, Carmen has other things that she's doing right now. Carmen does not need to be winning matches on NXT or anything right now because she's getting her own spot in AAA. When Undertaker calls, you pick up the phone. You never know what could happen. So she's getting love there. So shout out to Jada Parker. I guess Nexus. She's going through her natty stable, if you want to call it that. But I like Jada. I like what she's doing. I just think she's ready now. So now she's got to do that law that she's plateauing because there's nothing else for her to do. She's ready. She can go. But it is what it is with that. And Keanu Cole took an L, but I don't care if he takes L's. I don't care if he wins. I just want him to be dominant. Either post match, before match, after the match, some kind of way. And that's what he is. He's a raging pit bull, and you can tame a pit bull until it bites you, and then here we go. It's all over again. So I like that. Just keep that going for him. Wins and losses, it doesn't matter. But shout out to EK Prosper. Moving for Evolve. I don't like Harlan Lewis, obviously, and I'm not going to be a fan of Harlan Lewis, and they're not a big fan of Harlan Lewis, to be honest with you, because that's why he's not doing anything right now. Like, he's still, like, always that guy that's, like, almost a champion. He's just not, because if he was, you would have just beat Aaron Roquefort by now. But it is what it is. And the main thing right now is, if you was watching this 6-man match, Mod Squad, this is the future. I keep telling people this over and over again. Like, these guys are it. They're just waiting for their individual time and all this other stuff. It's them. That's the group that you're going to see moving forward, just as much as you saw Jackson Drake and the Vanity Project and them boys. Like, this is the group. They're going to take the next ascension whenever they have room for them. So you got to get people moving. Like I said, this is like college. 4 years, you're out of here. 3 years, you're out of here. One and done, you're out of here. TNA was great. Yeah, I said that. TNA was great. I just realized that I said what I had just said. When it was the promotions for the knockout tournaments, I said, you know what? I was watching it because of the knockout tournaments anyway. I love the clientele, the representatives from different places when it came to the knockouts tournament. Miss Sade got the victory, so we're clearly going to see her as she progresses in what she's doing. But of course, the main thing was everyone was saying the pictures right there. You just know greatness when you see it, and this could be one of those things where, yeah, this could be the first of a long time of great memories, especially when it comes to TNA, and we see where it happens after that. Dare I say, Trick Mellow game. This is the type of vibe that you're getting before it gets to that point, because one is a superstar in the making, and the other one is, I guess he's already a superstar, but he gotta change brands. I'm talking about Leon. Leon's a superstar.
You got one of the best in-ring technicians, and one of the best, the charismatic. You feel me, guys? That's their yin yang.
Yeah, and they can be as great as they want to be, but they gotta start somewhere. But shout out to TNA. I probably haven't watched or haven't been entertained by TNA, but for me, like I said, I love the women's knockout tournament, and then this was like an added bonus that I didn't even see coming. So I was like, oh, whoa, hey, I was here for this, but hey, what's happening with this over here? SmackDown was cool. Nothing to be nothing to write home about. Sammy, Cody, Jay. You just hoping that they're not doing another Drew McIntyre. They're not doing all right, somebody else had the belt and we did what you wanted, right? You guys wanted Cody to lose, and then Cody's going to get the belt right back. That's all we want. We just don't want him to get it right back. Let him work a little bit. He doesn't need it. Look, they're in Chicago. I expect CM. I don't need a Cody and CM Punk match because we all know that's where it's headed. I don't need them fighting for the title. I could just see them fight. They got enough storylines where they could just go and just be a thing for a little bit. CM Punk is one of the masters of side quests. Like, he will take whatever it is that you give him, and he will just, hey, we're going to detour away from the title for a little bit. Let Cody go along with them. Let's see what happens, because I like not knowing what's going to happen, even if it's something as simple as Sami Zayn having the title. I like actually saying, hey, this person could win, this person could win, that person could win. And I thought I did that with Drew McIntyre until they give it right back to Cody. So, there's that. Shout out to Cody. Easy to find, hard to beat unless it's roll up. Moving forward, I guess that was the best thing on SmackDown for me. Shout out to Trick and Mello. I think they're starting to get into, damn that Mello. As soon as he said, I know you like the back of my hand, or something along those lines, what was coming next? You out of all, if you're gonna do the history talk, then you knew what was coming. I don't care if you got smacked and then you recovered and then went over the ropes. That don't matter no more. You still got smacked. You still got pimp smacked, my brother. You got to see that. You got to learn how to dodge, my guy. Yeah, man. All right. But that was the highs for me when it comes to that. Triple A, Damian Priest. Once again, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. We all were saying it. So we see certain things. Certain things make sense to us, and I think that's one of the things that makes sense is to see Damian Priest with Triple A, and he's already been welcome there. Like, it's already, like, I don't remember the last time. It's been a while since people cared this much about Damian Priest. Let's just call it what it is. This is the same way because I was supposed to bring it up earlier. People like Japan Evil dude over there, right? Like, that's on NXT. Like, look, man, you well into your age, you well into your career. We understand that you probably didn't come here to be a superstar like that. You came here because your wife is here, which is admirable as best. I have to do the same goddamn thing. Like, Io Sky is dominating right now, so you're gonna want to be around it. That's your woman. I had no issues with that or whatever the case may be. But the solo trip that you got should probably go in on and package that off. Call up Shinsuke because he ain't damn sure he gonna answer the phone. He ain't doing nothing. He's not doing a damn thing right now. Matter of fact, he's probably sitting here watching us while we talk about him right now. That's what Shinsuke is doing right now. So call him up and see if y'all can do a little tag thing and let the tag teams. Let's start getting some more, a little bit better organic tags together. So that way superstar mixed with another superstar. Let's put them in a tag real quick. No, man, let's get some real tags and let's keep going. Just do the Japan thing. We ain't gonna know what you're talking about. That's all that matters. You know, y'all know. If y'all don't, we know. We cool. Everybody good.
I mean,
but
we just had damage control.
Facts. And look how far they went. To be honest with you, they went pretty damn far. We're talking about EO just now. So there's that. You know what? Damian Priest has such a great intro. I think they followed it with the wrong match, man. Like that. I had no problems with the women's match. It just wasn't. They needed like a high rolling one of their cruiserweight type. You know, I know Ray Phoenix is on. That Ray Phoenix fight should have been there. Like that they should have moved some things around. So you know, we always talk about how great AAA is. That was probably just one negative. It still was good. It still was a good show. But you got it. That energy. I don't think they knew how high the energy was going to be for Damian Priest. So then it came right back down.
You saying we need more money? That's what you're saying because we knew this and they didn't know. That's what you're saying. I know what you're saying. That's what you're saying. Should have main evented.
We knew that this was going to happen, and then we would not have booked the next match to be that particular match. But it was still a good show all in all. Just so for the whole week for me, I'm going to give it a strong. I was entertained throughout the whole week. I can say that. I didn't agree with everything, but I was entertained. Hold
on. Before you get sound like you about to say something you don't normally say. What's your letter?
I get a B-.
B-. Look at my God. We got 2 B-minuses in the house for this week. Let's go, WWE, man. Let's go to you, Final Hugo Boss. Travis, you next on the clock, bro. What is your highs and lows in this week's WWE product, and what's your overall letter grade, bro?
All right, well, you might be a little bit disappointed in me in my grade, but we're gonna keep this show going. But we're gonna start off with Raw. You know, Brock came out, you know, reappeared with Over, started this feud back up again. Look, this should have happened, I think, before this King of the Ring tournament. Because right now, as a fan, I'm focusing on Over getting a championship. Now this delays the process of Over getting some type of championship. Like with this hold or whatever, like it's guaranteed now. Like Over has to win. Like there's no denying it. Even if he like lose to Brock or like beat Brock or whatever. Like he had like now he has to win. But anyway, I've seen Lara now. I don't know if she's like the new Nikki Cross because I almost confused them for a second anyway. But I feel like whatever this is, I feel like it's not going nowhere. My boy LA Knight, he lost to the Almighty Roll Up. Pause.
Travis,
Joe Henry came back.
You said you don't think Lyra going anywhere? Does that mean that's you do?
Like I think this like now I think like it's over.
You officially want me to? You want me?
Yes.
All right, that is.
There you go. I mean, I feel like this day is going nowhere. Like I said, LA Knight, he lost to lost whole roll up, whatever. It is what it is. Joe Hendry came back. I mean, that's cool saying Joe or whatever. But we don't go to the next show though. We will go to NXT. I'm happy because now my man Booker T came back. Booker's officially back. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if it was some LFG stuff or whatever, but I'm happy that he's back. Look, I'm gonna need Mason Rook to either grow a set of sideburns, a mustache, or a goatee or something, because I swear to you, like this dude look like Piper Niven wrestling men inside the ring. Like, I don't know what's going on, but that I see Jada finally getting a win now. Keanu Carver, I guess I don't know if he's getting buried or not. I mean, it's bringing out for EK, whatever. I guess this is going to catapult him getting a championship match that we know he's not going to win or whatever, but it's cool. Because then this Maylock woman, like, when are you going to have a match, like some type of match? I know you're in the like hanging around the Vanity Project, but you haven't had anything since being with the Vanity Project or whatever. But and another thing too, with Kendall Gray and the whole championship, championship promo, whatever, like, I really wasn't interested. I mean, like, she barely had my attention throughout the whole promo. I guess the best part of the promo is whatever when Kalani came out and interrupted it, and then they stuffed cake in their face at the end. But that was like the best of it, whatever. But I didn't see Evolve, but we're gonna go ahead right to TNA. Look, if this is it. I guess if it took for them to, Leon to get his teeth fixed and Ricky get some money in his pocket, because I can tell you, that jacket right there, that's a bomber jacket right there. That look better than the other jacket that he's been wearing so far. But we get more of this so far. I mean, hey, I could be in tune with TNA within the next few weeks or whatever, which is cool. And also, Lyra Sade, I mean, she's advanced so far in this Knockouts TV title tournament or whatever. I mean, she's having a great week so far. I mean, I would, touch that a little bit later on in the show. For SmackDown, look, Cody, if it's rumored that Cody's going to win the title on Raw, please don't. Cody do not need to win a championship right now. Cody could just wrestle. Like, not for no championships or whatever. Like, just let us see Cody work without a championship. Because now it feels like you're trying to make Cody surpass Triple H and the Randy Ortons and the John Cena's of having like championship reigns or whatever. Like, he could work without the championship. Like, just get a man a chance. I see the slap around the world trick, pimp slapping Mello. Please let this match happen at SummerSlam, so our guy Mello can get on the PLE finally. And another thing too, with these recaps, like this, some like recaps are taking more over the time of the actual show of SmackDown. I mean, with the amount of recaps that y'all guys having, y'all kind of cut those down, and y'all could probably have another match in the show. I'm thinking, because I'm thinking like at some point, like, SmackDown to me this week felt shorter than the episode of Triple A. Like, that's just my opinion, but either way to that. Speaking of Triple A itself, though, we're going to go right into that. Look, Triple A, we had a little bit of, not too much A this week, but like we've been saying so far, though, Damian Priest, he showed up, two checks Priest, getting everything, he probably gonna grab the Mega Championship soon, probably after El Grande go. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, interesting seeing him and Dom on the show next week. That's if they interact with each other, or at some point he's gonna do things with Lola Vice, either winning the mixed tag titles or whatever. I mean, I know that's not gonna work right now because Misty Iguana is the other half of the championship, but that's cool. I thought that the women, Flamer, her match was cool. Abismo Negro and Elf Bascal, that match was all right though. It was all right though. But I felt like once the Paddle guys, or with Carmen and Angel and Berto and Bronco, they came in the field of that match like, all right, like it was like, all right, you did good, because the actual match was getting kind of boring itself, but. Well, this week, I'm gonna just give it a solid C+.
It would be you.
I know. I told you it would be me. I told you. You didn't want to believe me. I told you.
You should be ashamed of yourself. All right,
hey, I told you. I'm the black sheep right now. I told you.
Be ashamed of yourself. All right, let me give my my grades. Let me give my grades real quick. I'm gonna start off with the grade. I'm gonna give this week a WWE product a B+. What? I'm turning Santy and all that stuff. I'm trying to get WWE to give me a job now, giving them a B+. But let me tell you why. Shout out to our guy Russell Chop. He usually say this. Not all the decisions on WWE have to be the decisions I would have made, but do they move along the story and do they make sense? That's how I feel about this week at WWE. So the whole Obafemi thing, would not have done that, right? Like I told y'all, if you're not going to do it, you're not going to King of the Ring, but they couldn't have him lose. They wanted to show his dominance, have him win King of the Ring. Once they got to this point, they wanted to have the Roman and the Seth thing, which was entertaining as well. Like they're going to have an awesome match, and Roman will finally get a win. But I also, this Hell in a Cell, like I'm not like, I'm excited for it. They're gonna go out there and beat the hell out of each other in the cell real quick. And like you said, it could have been a steel cage match and all that, but it's still be entertaining watching them throw each other. Hopefully they put some weapons in the ring or something like that and do even more, like a table spot and all that type of stuff. That'll be cool. But still entertained by it. Like you say, LA Knight again, Travis got, your boy LA Knight was there. He got another victory. I think him and Solo though about to team up and go against the Usos though, which I like. I actually think that's gonna be entertaining though. So I'm fine with that. Who else? Austin Theory. I do think the Vision about to break up though completely. I don't think it's just Austin Theory. I think Paul Heyman about to lead that group completely. They're about to break that up. So we'll see about that. That was Monday. I thought it was cool, entertaining. NXT again. I thought NXT was cool, man. Not really the main guys, really, as far as Tony D'Angelo or Evil and all that stuff. It's the middle of the card and the ladies, man. Kalani Jordan again showing why she the truth. I told y'all I'm gonna be the Kendall Gray hater, I guess. Like this is gonna be me on this show. Kendall Gray's great. She's great in ring and all that stuff. She ain't the clear cut like number one lady. She ain't her. It ain't like, oh my God, she checks all the boxes more than anybody else and she's her. I don't think that's her. So if that's gonna be me calling that out, then I'll be the one calling it out. But I think Kalani Jordan more her than she is. In my opinion, you saw when she came out there and cut the promo and all, cutting through people, booing and all that stuff, just going with the flow, just saying, hey, man, having a little bit of truth in the promos as far as I've been here long enough. Let me come through while you still doing this, give my championship shot so I can get the job done and all that stuff. So I appreciate her. Shout out to Nikki Blackhawk came in there. She almost tore her knees up, but like BA said, good recovery and all that. Tatum Paxley took the L to Kalani as well. I thought that was awesome. She's a former champion, so getting victories on her and all that. I thought just in general, the like I said, Keanu Carver with the dominance and all that stuff. I didn't like him taking the L, but he still showed dominance and it was helping all that stuff. I think he'll be fine. I talked to you before. I think he's fitting more in the line of like a Mark Henry or something like that, where he's not going to win a bunch of championships, but he'll probably win one or something over time and be like, just to show his believability in squash folks and then be used to like elevate other people by beating a dominant presence and all that type of stuff. And you need them type of guys. They're Hall of Fame guys. They're big shows, Mark Henry's, you feel what I'm saying? You need those type of guys. So I'm fine with that. And then, like I said, just the show in general, Booker T was back, like you said, Travis. I was fine. I was entertained by NXT. I thought it was a good show. I did not watch Evolve. The one show of the week I did not watch. Shout out to Kev on stage. I forgot he was a GM and all this week. Try to go back and catch it on TV real quick and skim through it because they're horrible with the highlights and all on YouTube and all. They only showing people win championships on YouTube. So that's crazy with Evolve. It's like it's not their brand. Let's move on to TNA. Like y'all said, man, this is the future right here. This can change TNA. TNA can literally compete with AEW and try to call themselves that second brand with these two guys. I'd watch this show for these two guys. They started the show, they ended the show. It's them. They are them. Kind of like what Mr. Green said with Trick Mello type game and all that stuff. They can run it, man. These two dudes you got the charisma, the bang bang, so even with Leon getting on the ropes at the end and doing the bang bang so with him and all that stuff. It just fit. It just felt right, like two European brothers that can run this company and all that stuff. And I always said TNA, any wrestling company, you only as good as your main guy. It goes from the main guy. When you disappointed with your main guy, the rest of the company like rolls downhill. It's like it's trash. I'm sorry, Mike Santana. You got your championship is gone. They took the championship off of you. Kept saying, bro, he the champion. He just not believable as a champion. Nick Nemeth doing his job right now is the bad guy, the heel that's holding it down until we get a new challenger. Now we get a Leon Slater and that type of stuff, man. Ricky Sosa holding on the X Division or some type of other champion, and international or something like that. They could even compete for a tag team. Like they can run the show. I love it that they started the show with them. They ended the show with them as well, which means that even if you wanted to turn away from the channel, you had to come back to see the guys if you didn't want to miss out. That was perfect booking from TNA. It's the start of something right here. Like these guys should be on everything from this point forward. I was very impressed with TNA, man. And then SmackDown, Travis, I'm gonna go the different direction than you. Yeah, it seemed short, but I loved it. It went back to 2 hours first and foremost. Secondly, it was pre-recorded, so you can see it on Netflix, and it had no commercials, the main commercials, and it made it like an hour and 30 minutes. It was an hour and 30 minutes basically. Just watch what I needed to watch. Didn't like Cody winning, but I understood he would have to win and all that, and he's probably gonna get the title back. They want to get the Punk and Cody, the big time match for SummerSlam. I understand that with Roman and Seth. I get it. I know they want to do that, so it is what it is. They did get a title on Sammy in the meantime. That's awesome. I'm not gonna complain about it, but I don't think he should get the title for a long time either. I don't care if you feel sentimental or whatever like that. That does not fit his character, and it will not fit him being the champion. That'll get stale real quick. Get the championship up off of him. It didn't have to be Cody though. I'd have been fine. I'd have rather it been Jey Uso, which could have started beef with the bloodline and all that stuff. I think you could have went with that one. But I think the only issue is Cody being that guy. Trick and Mello, I think they should do this. I talked about it last week. You got to decide how you want to book Trick as far as a face and a heel. I think what they should do is let each other do undermined tricks to each other, like little backhanded things, pun intended, like Trick did to Mello. Do the same thing, Mello next week, the Trick and all that stuff. Like they just do that back and forth. It's like not really a face or a heel. They just know each other. They just do what needs to be done because they know each other. That'll work. What else do we have going on this? Royce Keys showed up again talking. He's involved in the bloodline, I guess. I want to see how far that goes. I know they wanted to get something involved with him and Gunther, but that didn't happen because now Nick Aldis is off the show, no longer GM, and he's going to end up doing what Gunther, it seems like, for SummerSlam, which is fine. Anything else happened on SummerSlam? I mean, on Friday, I really want to talk about. Don't think so. That might be it. Let's keep moving forward. AAA, we talked about it enough. Damian Priest, shout out to Damian Priest, man. He should have main evented the show. Him coming out there and all, telling people to all rise and all. You know, he was there. So I was fine. You good. But yeah, so I thought that was great. The matches, like he said, the women's match was kind of brought the energy down a little bit, but the rest of the show was fine and all that stuff. They showed a little bit of the classic match between some dude and Dr. Wagner and all of that in the steel cage, and their matches where you got to climb to the top just to get to the top of the cage and you win the match. So I thought that was cool. Build it up the El Grande Americano thing where he has to go for the title now, and understanding that that's the next step and all. I thought that was cool with introducing Damian Priest. I actually thought it was a good show. So all in all, like I said, man, I'm gonna get this week a B+. I was pleasantly entertained by this entire week. I know this is the beginning of the road of SummerSlam. We had a pre-recorded show. It's crazy because the last time we had a pre-recorded show, it was what's his name, Carmelo winning the U.S. title, and I thought that show was actually awesome, and that week was awesome. So maybe they do need to do more pre-recorded shows or whatever. Who knows? But I actually enjoyed this week. I thought this was great. The beginning, like I said, SummerSlam to get to something major if they can keep the momentum going. So I'm giving it a B+, y'all. But before we continue, Travis, what was our highs and lows brought to the people by?
The merch, baby. We talk combats.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the merch, y'all. I got Captain Crown merch on the day, but shout out to the merch, y'all. You can find the link to all the different shirts in our description of our video, also in the description of the channel. You do not have to buy anything, but definitely if you do want to shout out the show or help the show out, I should say, definitely help us out. Go over there, post any pictures you may have when you do get your merchandise, and we'll definitely repost anything that you may put out there, and we appreciate you so much for that. Let's move forward, y'all. We got a little bit of wrestling tea for you. Let's get to it. First and foremost, Sheamus seems like Sheamus will not be that Grand Slam champion. He'll stay a Triple Crown winner. As shout out to Wrestling News, they say that Sheamus is leaving the WWE. Allegedly, while he was injured and going through his recovery, the WWE or TKO met with him and asked him to restructure his contract. And he said no, he'd rather not do that. And so they granted him his release. And, when he's done, he's actually able to go and join someone else. So get you guys' opinion on that. How you feel about hearing this news that Sheamus is leaving the WWE?
Forget being a Grand Slam. This man was this man almost had the full house.
Yeah.
Like he had everything, like Royal Rumble winner, King of the Ring winner, Tag Team champion, United States champion. What else? Like it's so many. Like he was just an Intercontinental Championship away from having everything. That's crazy. Y'all couldn't. Man, really? WWE, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. But I get it though. It's business, you know. You out with the old and in with the new.
Gotta take that pay
But
cut,
you know,
bro.
he's not even saying he's not on TV that much. It hasn't been on TV in a while, so
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah,
You want to say
basically,
something?
for the most part, I'm not surprised. Obviously, we've seen how they've restructured the New Day's contract and a few other people. So nobody's special or exempt. And as Travis just said, I mean, as you know, Mr. Frog Splash just said, is that at the end of the day, he's not on TV. He's not generating income, I'm sure, through a lot of merchandise sales or anything else, and that whatever they would give him would make sense in terms of a business. And it sucks, but at the end of the day, like he hasn't been on TV in a while anyways. So, it's kind of just like, well, he'd probably be better off like you mentioned earlier, probably going to TNA or just checking out some other brands or maybe possibly even going in the office. Maybe we're at that
Yeah.
point because he's not a spring chicken. He's closer
Nah.
to 60 than he is 40. You know what I mean?
And,
Like,
and he started old.
yeah, like, and he started later on in his career too as well. So,
Yeah.
like as you said, is that he's gotten a lot of mileage and that's great. But yeah, we gotta make room for the new talents. They get
It's,
paid more, guy.
it's business. It sucks, but again, it's not personal. It's business. He doesn't know the people in TKO. They don't know him. They're going off of revenue. He's not bringing much. They tried to give him the benefit of the doubt by, saying, "Hey, we'll restructure your contract instead of releasing you. Will you take this restructuring, I should say?" And he said, "No, I don't want to do that." So that's his decision. But I do understand on a business level. Hey, it's not personal. I know folks will say, "Well, they make a bunch of money. Give him that." That's not how business works. These guys don't know these guys. Like, people want to confuse personal with business. You got to decide what you want to do with your personal life, and then they decide what they're going to do on the business side, and you fall in line, or you feel me. You got to find another way. Um, it sucks, like you Travis said. Sheamus was so close to having like everything, but he old, man. Like, we're waiting for him right now with injuries to decide what he's going to do and all that stuff. You feel me? So
Time.
I think you muted yourself again, babe. Go ahead.
Time is a thief. So at the end of the day, like as things move, like you're deteriorating. You're getting older.
Yeah.
Like as much as we want to stay in shape and stuff, we're still working against the clock. And
we don't
like
pay you for the past. You feel me?
No, like you got paid already for the past.
Yeah.
Like, and even as we saw with our truth, it takes a special talent for them to really care enough to find a way to keep you. And because he's not on TV, there's not much to bargain with. Like, he's nothing to bargain with.
It sucks. It sucks, but he agreed to leave. It is what it is. I understand. It sucks, but I understand. I mean, it's they're not gonna want to pay you millions and millions of dollars, bro. We got new guys coming up and all that stuff. Like, what have you done for me lately?
Yo, I was just like Gary said that we're in that "what have you done for me lately" kind of business.
Yeah,
it's just like when it comes to other sports and everything.
And I know he probably thinking, people thinking, "Oh my God, Sheamus." They're thinking of his resume, thinking, "Well, he'll go somewhere else and do something." Sheamus old as hell, bro. He's not. This is like I said to y'all before the show. This ain't like Hogan going to WCW when he's in his 30s. This is more like Hogan going to TNA if he goes somewhere else when he was late as hell in his career. Like, this same thing with New Day and all that stuff. Like, these guys, if they leading your company, something wrong. If you got New Day and Sheamus and them leading your damn company, something wrong with your company. So, shout out to Sheamus. Like I said, you can go to TNA and dominate, like Mr. Green said to LA Knight, go over there. But I don't know if he's gonna go. He might be going to retirement, doing other stuff. He might go to television or something like that. I see Sheamus hosting a show, like Bowman do or something like that. So,
American Gladiators, something like that.
So,
even though he's not American, but
shout out to Sheamus. Next, move this. Let's go back to this real quick. I want to talk about this real quick because Queen brought this to my attention and then brought it up to the group and all that stuff. And I didn't even realize this when I heard the Stephen A. Smith and Paul Levesque / Triple H, what was the conversation they had on Stephen A. Smith's show and all. But I always realized Triple H always mess up names, right? So I guess it just went in one ear out the other one when he was talking. Like, damn, he couldn't even say Obafemi after John Cena said in that main event. I'm like, damn, bro, do you care enough about your product to even know their names? But with all that said, y'all know before we start this, shout out to our guy Malachi and all that. Javon Evans, our boy is bouncy. Like that, bouncy Travis, like that. But listen to this, y'all, and I'm gonna get y'all opinion on Triple H. So here's the first video. This is Triple H on Stephen A. Smith show.
The Obafemi, Trick Williams, Saul Ruka, many more. Javon Williams. Javon is an incredible young talent.
Okay, so see, not only could he not say Javon Evans' last name, he said Javon Williams, but he couldn't get Saul Ruka's name correct, call it Saul or something like that. But then let's go back to Elimination Chamber, or when Javon Evans was being introduced.
Making his way to the ring from Greensboro, North Carolina, weighing in at 195 pounds, Javon Williams.
So it got me thinking, maybe Triple H and them guys are writing this guy on like scripts and all for other folks as like Javon Williams. Maybe it isn't just them announcing that way and all. But yeah, what do y'all feel about that, man? After hearing not only, you know, the announcer guy, I'm sorry I don't remember his name, being able to correctly say Javon's name. It sounded like I said when it happened, it sounded like he went home and practiced it. Like you got to practice cadence when you do that type of stuff, the announcing. You practice how you're going to say people's names in different ways, like the rated R superstar and that type of stuff. He seemed like he practiced Javon Williams. But how y'all feel about that, hearing that Triple H calls him Javon Williams as well?
It just be, you can tell he does that shit all the time. Like it just came off the tongue. And then going back with the fact that that incident that happened twice between two. What's that noise? What is that noise? Oh, okay.
I don't know. I
Somebody
muted
was
Travis
out
too,
in a damn highway. Okay. But like I was saying though, is that it seemed like he do this shit all the time. It's kind of like I don't want to jump to this conclusion, but it'd be like the N-word thing. When you hear certain white people say the N-word, you can tell they say it all the time. Like it's not something that just subtly got in their vocabulary. So you can tell he makes that faux pas constantly, and that people aren't correcting him, and he's not correcting himself to the point where in that little video, you see Triple H say it, and then like a beat after, you see him look up at the sky like, shit, I done fucked his name up again. Like, damn it, yo, I did it again. And you could tell it was like, damn it, I did it again, which means that he, in real life, probably talking to Javon, has probably called him the last name once. But it also tells you, too, that, like, he got Trick on the mind all the time. Trick is his little cash cow right now. He know he can take Trick to the fucking moon. Like, he about to ride on Trick back into space. Basically, that's what his plan is right now. So Trick is always on his mind. And then he fucked up Soul's name, too. Called her Saul, like better call Saul. Like, that one was crazy. And then fourth, the thing that got me was that if you notice, he was naming all black people. Like, he wasn't really trying to name any other people. He tried to talk about his new generation that he's creating. And again, this is a backlash to last year when we discussed that there was no black talent being pushed. So it's like look, not only am I pushing black talent, but look, I picked a bunch of different ones too. Like, and it's like, okay, cool.
He picked
I guess.
Javon Williams. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Travis,
like
you guys-
it just and as I said, a shout out to Malachi Jeffers. You know, he a cool cat. That's Javon Williams. You know, and that he gonna have a long career in wrestling in general. And just to not let these little things get him down. But I know there probably stuff it's annoying. That's like if you had any employer that didn't know your name that you work with closely.
Yeah, Javon gonna be one of the GOATs. Go ahead, Travis. You got something you want to say?
I mean, but not so much. I mean, I understand a simple mistake, but that didn't like a mistake to me. Like, like you were saying, that's full blown. I was home practicing this at night just before, I came on TV and I said the dude's whole name wrong. But it seems like, it always happens with us. Like what Queen said earlier, they never confused none of the Tongans.
Bro,
like,
the Samoans' names are so close, and they know all their names, man.
Tala Tonga, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and all that stuff. But you confusing Obafemi and Trick Williams and Javon Evans, which names don't even sound alike.
Mm-hmm.
But
it is what it is, man. Mr. Green, you there? You want to say anything before I move forward?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Let me ask you a question. What was the announcer name?
I can't remember his name.
It doesn't matter what his name is, man. If he can't get his name right, then we don't need to know his name. You feel me? It don't matter. You feel me? And Austin said that's what hit me like, yo, why are we trying to remember his name, yo? Like you couldn't remember Evans, yo? F out of here, man. So that's one thing. And that was a little jokey joke, but at the same time, it's a realness to it. Like it gets bothersome when people keep messing up black people names and things of that nature when it's a lot of white people that got a whole bunch of Zazinskis and all this other stuff, and no problems there. Just like I brought up the tone, the Samoans and stuff.
Never messed
No
up
problems there.
Benedict Cumberbatch's name not one time. I just called him Benjamin, but they ain't never messed up Benedict Cumberbatch's name not one time.
You feel me? So it's like it's always like it circles around us. But for Triple H, I get it though, right? Because when you want to just say, the bouncing N word and the flashy N word and the big N word, well now you gotta say their names. You don't know their names because you always say the other thing. You always say, yeah, that bouncing nigga over there. Oh no, what's his name again? That flashy nigga. That's us, and it's just we got to eat that pause until we're able to start making some moves. And that's what this group is going to do. They're going to make people of the future say every single name moving forward right. That's what this crop of talent is going to do. That's why we supporting them as much as we are, because they have the talent first and foremost, because we wouldn't be here if they didn't have the talent. But they're game changers in the making. And they're gonna make some things seem like a thing of the past. Shout out to the current group of people.
Hey, amen to that, bro. And while you at it, what were our wrestling team? What was it brought to people about?
A lot of people are fanatics.
You got it.
This I Was Told segment is brought to you by the folks over at Fanatics. Fanatics is the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love the most, including WWE. You can earn fan cash to redeem them in your orders, jersey protection for when your favorite player is traded or changes teams. They also have an unrivaled selection of authentic fan gear and Fanatics exclusives that are only available on the site. So if you need some merch and are interested in helping the channel, scan the QR code on the screen or follow the link, which is always in the description.
All right, y'all, we got a couple comments and questions over there. Let's get to them, and then we can call it an early evening.
Sponsored by True Classic.
Always wanted to try True Classic, but hate shopping online? Keep watching. You've probably seen our ads online. Look, I get it, you're skeptical. I mean, is everything we sell really as soft and well-fitting as we say it is? If you need to try us before you buy us, True Classic now has stores nationwide. Visit one of these stores and you can fit, feel, and outfit a bunch of our customer favorites. So don't wait for shipping or worry about how much to spend. Visit one of our retail stores today and see the True Classic difference for yourself.
All right, shout out to True Classics. A couple of things before I get to questions and comments. I think we're going to start streaming on Twitch and Kick pretty soon, y'all. So check us out over there. We Talk Combat. That should be happening. We'll let y'all know for sure throughout the week, but by next week, I think that should happen. And also, if you're watching the show on a repeat or anything and you get into this point, hit us up with any questions afterwards, man. Just because it's not live, does not mean we will not get to you. Anything that you respond to us, as long as it's respectful and all in the comments, we will get back to you. So talk to us about anything you feel about WWE right now, anything as far as WWE affiliates or anything like that. We'll get to you. But shout out to Cuz in the comments. We know he's always here. We appreciate you, Cuz. He firstly says the blackest, the brightest, the boldest. Gang, gang. What up? Happy Sunday. Same to you, Cuz. We appreciate you always. He says, not Cody again. I think that's how we all feel. He said, and Damian Priest looking like the American badass, yeah, over there in AAA. He left the first phase of Undertaker, went to the other one, huh? And he says, right, Cody, please don't win again. I think he is, though, because I don't know. Maybe they'll change about it because they definitely listen to fans right now, even if they tell you they don't believe the BS. But that's it, y'all. Appreciate you, cuz. Appreciate everybody that watched the show today. We had a few people that were watching today. Appreciate anybody that may have subscribed. If you're new around here, definitely hit the subscribe button somewhere near Travis's left shoulder down there. Also hit the like button and notification bell so you're always notified when we drop this new around here. We normally drop shows around 3 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, but today we were a little bit later on because it was a little busy weekend and all. We were a little tired at times. I didn't really wake up until right before the show was supposed to happen. So we changed that up, but definitely hit the notification bell so stuff like that will be changed. You'll always be notified when we drop these shows. We do them weekly, so we definitely review this stuff for you guys weekly. We watch the shit so you don't have to, y'all. Also, don't forget about our watch along schedule. All you have to do to be a member of the Discord is be a subscriber to the channel. We show damn near everything, y'all. Raw, NXT, Evolve, TNA Impact, SmackDown, AAA, Saturday Night Main Event, Sunday Night Main Event, any PLE that WWE may have over in Discord. You have video access to it. All you have to do is be a subscriber of our channel. That's all we ask you on our way to 500 subscribers. Maybe different once we get monetized, but as of right now, that's all you need, and you'll be grandfathered in as long as you follow those rules. Also, we do show this on YouTube as well. We do watch along sometimes throughout the week, mainly for Raw and SmackDown and PLEs throughout the week, but some other shows as well if we have the time. So you can come say hi to us on YouTube as well if you want to. Come over here and comment and say what's up, and we'll get back to you. But other than that, y'all, see if there's anything else I forgot. Follow us on our other channels real quick. BA's gone, but get off the damn fence first with the 695 crew and BA. They talk about everything, but mainly sports. They have shows every Wednesday evening. Y'all help them out with their goals. They're trying to get monetized. Also, my guy BA again with Rel, Big J, and what's that? I forgot. Will, jeez, on Cuz We Geek, where they talk about all things in geek culture and films and television. They have shows every Tuesday evening and Saturday morning. Help them guys out as well. They're trying to get monetized. This is independent Black content creators over here. We're trying to get somewhere, y'all, with your help. So please like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And last but not least, follow myself and Rel on the Captain Crown NBA podcast. We talk about all things NBA, new school and old school, y'all. We have shows every Monday evening, Wednesday evening, and Friday morning for our members over there. We're already monetized, but it doesn't mean we can't use your help to get to our next goal of 5K subscribers. Help us out over there. We're trying to build to be a big, we're trying to compete with ESPN. Keep it real with you. You may think that's crazy, but that is what we're trying to do. So help us out over there. Help us do what we do. And with all that being said, y'all, for Chemo Queen, for my guy down there, Travis, for Mr. Green that was here early, he had to leave. This is Muy Grande Negro Americano, a.k.a. King. But We Talk Combat, so we talk all things combat sports and sports entertainment. We are the best, brightest, and blackest combat review show there is on YouTube or anywhere else. Shout out to our Spotify listeners over there on the podcast side and all that. We watch this shit so you don't have to, guys. The People's Channel, as we call ourselves as well. All these monikers, I apologize for that. But we'll be back next Sunday. Same combat time, same combat channel. We out. Peace.